Iris, this is Vignes.
Hi,
Hello,
hi, Iris.
Vignes. Hi.
Vignes has never had a constellation, so we're going to do one for her today.
So, sounds good to me. I'm not pressing.
So the person having the constellation, which is today's Vignes, we've already met to discuss what we're looking at today. And also because then I know whether the person would like to have a blind constellation where we don't name the elements, or whether they want me to use certain language, which we've agreed on. The only thing we didn't end up finishing with, Vignes, is my fault, was I was going to ask you, so we're going to be looking at a condition and some of the emotion around that for you. How will you know, how will it feel, how will life feel different when you know that we've managed to look at the right area? What might shift for you?
That's a good question. Let me just feel into that for a bit.
Yeah, take your time.
I think the thing that kind of came up for me is a lot more trust, especially since we spoke about the emotion of not having control. And
Yeah.
trust has been a word that has been coming up for me since last year.
Okay.
And I think the thing that I've been focusing on is a lot more of listening to my body and, really just being with the contraction and then allowing that to expand. And interestingly, I always feel contraction in my left ovary. Even though it's nothing to do with the monthly cycle or the flow, it's just that when there's a contraction, it's like left ovary. So I think maybe a lot more ease, a lot more gentleness with my body in that sense.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's how.
Great. Okay. And that's interesting because when we started to explore a little bit in our one-on-one session, it's possible that the condition has a systemic link to Vignes's father's side of the family. And of course, left is father and, right is father, sorry, and left is mother. So now that introduces another element. So we may bring both mum and dad in. We were going to start just with dad. So the way this will work, given that there's just three of us, Vignes, is you'll represent yourself. You'll ask Iris to represent one, maybe two. She might, if you're comfortable, Iris, filling into two different elements that we put up. And then I'm happy to also, step to some. Once we're in the field, a lot of information will come through to you anyway, Vignes. So if you feel like either of us are on the wrong track, this is your constellation, just, interject and let us know. That doesn't feel quite right, but it could be this. Okay. And also I just mentioned that I might give directions to any one of us. I might ask for feedback, and I might give prescriptive dialogue, healing dialogue. And it might sound a bit unusual. It's not the way we often or normally talk in our environment. Sometimes the words are different, and it's because they're systemic, and it's all around acknowledging the family soul and recognizing that sometimes what we see is a reflection of people, of their time, etc. Also, I'll be using language that helps to acknowledge what we see and release it, if we can release it. We don't judge anyone or any circumstance that we see. Instead, we hold them in our heart. And if we're triggered, we might quietly ask ourselves, where is this true in my own family or in my own body? And Iris, for you and I as representatives, we offer our information, feelings, or a movement when I ask, or if Vignes says, I think this needs to change or move, or if you have a very strong sense that you need to move. And Iris, as a representative, I'm quite happy for you to say to me, there's something else that needs to come in, and it could be resourcing, or it could be that you have a quite clear idea of another person or an element. So. Okay, let's just all soften and attune our nervous systems with each other's. We'll take 3, 4 or 5 nice long slow breaths. On the out breath, can release any tension or strong thoughts that might be in your mind right now. Letting go of any distractions. And dropping out of our very active minds into our body. Preparing to listen to our bodies. And if it's safe for you, if the connection with your ancestors is positive in general, then we can invite our ancestors in as resources, bringing them in only as close as feels comfortable, acknowledging that their lives and their wisdom and their experiences are present in us today, and that all ancestors are benevolent. And remembering to ground ourselves, send some of your heart energy down through your legs into the ground. And also tuning into the chakras, the upper chakras, and allowing ourselves to connect into the field, which we're all part of. And when you're ready, just gently opening your eyes in your own time. Okay, can you both see the Relationchips app?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So to start with what we're going to look at, Vignes, I would like to put up you, Mum, Dad, and the condition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like you to choose a colour for you first.
I'll choose yellow.
And now I'd like you to choose whether you would like Iris to represent Mum, Dad, or the condition.
Oh, I think I'd like her to represent Dad.
You okay with that, Iris?
Mm-hmm.
So Iris, can you choose a colour for me and then let me know where you'd like me to place? Well, Vic, you can join in on that too. You can both let me know where you want Dad to be. Yeah.
I think blue. And I have a feeling a little bit further up or to front.
This way?
No, to the right. Right, top corner, sort of a bit further up. Yeah, a bit further, closer, a bit closer. Bit closer. Yeah, but there. Maybe looking, yeah, not at weakness, but yeah.
I'm sort of feeling black. Does that feel all right to you?
Yeah.
Yep. And it feels a bit like that. We'll just get this set up and then you can let us know where you want them to move, I think. Now, who would you like to represent Mum?
If it's not too confusing, if Iris can.
Yeah, that's fine. What colour, Iris?
Oh, red.
Red, yeah.
Do you need to make it bigger? Or it goes, oops.
Oh, there we go. Great. So when you hover over it, it should activate some of these little things. So this will turn her, that makes her bigger, and that helps you move her. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it so big?
Did you want it big? No?
No. Just the same size. Oh.
Just the same size?
Is it which one that makes it bigger? Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I pressed on the cross. Is this one makes it bigger? Which one makes it bigger?
This one, the arrow makes it bigger.
Okay.
I'll just type. Whoops.
Okay. Maybe you want to make it a bit bigger for me. Okay. Good.
Okay. So let's all just take a couple of minutes to tune into ourselves, what we're seeing, who we're representing. And then, Vignes, I'll check in with you as to how it feels and if you want to make a movement, and we'll start there. So you can look at the screen and you can also close your eyes, because sometimes that will help you get a stronger sense, whichever works better for you. So Vignes, when you see yourself there and the condition, does that feel how it is, or is there a change that you'd like to make?
I'd like to be on top of it.
Great. And when you look at Dad and see him standing out there and quite distant, how does that feel for you?
I don't like that they're both looking away from me, both Mom and Dad. Yeah, I think I'd prefer it if they're kind of looking at me.
So how does that feel for you, Iris, when you're looking away? Does that feel right, or do you feel like you need to be looking at your daughter?
It makes me sad,
Mm-hmm.
but I also feel like distracted.
Okay.
Or that's where I'm looking, you know, like that's so.
And how does that feel for you, Vignes? Is Dad distracted by something in life? Is there something that takes his attention a lot of the time?
Yeah, work. He's just very, very busy working. Even when he's home, he can't rest. He's always working. So
what does Dad do?
Oh, he's a security guard. But even when he's at home, he does all the housework chores, you know. Even if there's nothing to clean, he wants to clean. So he's always distracted, always busy. And I guess my function in my relationship with him is about helping him to slow down, playing a game with me, talking about his feelings.
Interesting. Okay. I'd like to bring in a colour for work or distraction. I think Nez, if you choose the colour for that?
Yeah, I'll just go with green.
So, Iris, tell me how you feel when a distraction comes in, and if it should be more in front of you or if it's kind of blocking the family.
Yeah. Am I moving this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. How does that feel for Dad? That feels how it is?
Because I think it's not just for Dad, it's for everybody. Everybody is distracted by work.
And I think what I felt before is also that this has to do with Mum, but when I put the work distraction, it relieves that.
Okay.
Gives me a bit of relief in a way.
Okay.
Like a longing or something, I don't know.
Okay.
That resonates because I think with my mom going to work, it's a lot about she gets to interact with people. This is not just like cooped up at home. So that's nice. There's some connection there for her at work.
So she works as well?
Yeah.
Did Mum and Dad meet independently, or did they have an arranged marriage? Do you know?
It was an arranged marriage.
Okay. So when you look at Mum and Dad like that, what happens for you, Vikness?
It just feels everybody's kind of very spaced out. Like, I would like to think like work comes after me. Like, you know, I want to move the green all the way down to below the condition.
You want to go where?
Like, I'd rather move work distraction all the way here rather than having it like there. I think it feels uncomfortable to see.
Okay, so don't move distraction at the moment because Dad feels like that's where it is, but I'm very keen to see, does the condition feel any bigger when you look at Dad, what Dad's looking at?
Not really, but I can play around with the can I expand the condition and see what happens?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you expand it again?
So if I hover over it, it's the green arrow.
Okay. Yeah, it feels about right. Interestingly, that was a surprise.
Yeah, I felt that too. I felt it became quite big when distraction came in. How's that for Mum when the condition gets really big like that?
Mom kind of comes closer to me, or she might be looking to me, I think. That gets her attention.
How is it for you, Iris, as Mum, when you see?
Well, I just was still with Dad, and for him it was really
right.
Really confronting.
Okay.
But do you want me to? I'll feel into Mum.
Yeah. Well, actually, before you do that, does Dad need something? Does Dad need a resource, or his dad? Does he need?
Yeah, he definitely felt like, okay, that's too much now with the condition so big. We're quite over. Yeah, that probably would be good. Yeah.
What did you call Dad's dad? Grandfather, or a name that would mean more if we wrote it there?
Dad's dad. Usually we call Dad's dad Tata. I guess you can write. I don't know how to spell it. Tata.
Were they close?
Nope.
Okay. How does Dad feel when Tata comes in, Iris?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's tune into Mum. What are you feeling? It looks quite strong, Iris.
Yeah, I look to my heart, but or this area. But sort of blanking out a bit. I think I'm blanking it out.
If I turn Mum to look at Viknes and the condition for a moment, let me know what happens.
I think it's some sort of fear.
Yeah.
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 But it also feels in a way good.
To see it or to see Viknes?
Yeah. Weakness, but also like when you look at it, you have more of a chance to deal with it as opposed than looking away. Yeah.
So it brings up some fear as well.
But it's yeah, there's more connection to weakness, and that definitely gives more resources or makes me feel stronger looking at her.
Okay. And Viknes, how is it for you now that Mum's turned to look at you?
Actually, when we were speaking about Dad and it being confronting for Dad, I actually felt my left ovary contract a little again. And as we were talking about Mom, then that kind of felt reassuring in the heart, and then more expansive in the sacral.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to move you to look at Dad. When we were talking, and I asked you to feel into a few of your words that you shared, which is I'm not normal and guilt. And anger and frustration and I don't have control. You felt like a man appeared on Dad's side. So I'd just like to do this. And I'd like both of you to feel into if any shift occurs. I'm going to call it Father's ancestor. But it might not be, but we'll see.
So I felt some discomfort as everything was kind of coming together, and then suddenly with the black circle there I felt comforted. Like I felt more ease in my body.
You felt more
like
ease?
I felt resonance. That's the word.
Okay. Okay. Iris, how was that for Dad?
Well, the father's ancestor definitely is like a resource.
Okay.
So, but when you're talking about like a man just appeared by his side, so I don't see the man at his side right now. So I don't think it's the ancestor.
Okay. So that's nice to know. So this ancestor's a resource.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there a man by your side? Is there a leaning maybe a bit on your dad towards men? I don't know.
Say that again.
I don't know how to put it, but is there a leaning of dad towards men maybe? That a man by his side feels better than women?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's just an idea that I had.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's good to share it, and it could be you know, to do with beliefs. And is dad quite religious? No. Does he have a brother?
Well, he has several brothers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
How many brothers?
1, 2. I think 2 brothers. One kind of passed away in India at a young age. Didn't even knew him.
Okay, that could be him. Younger brother, was it?
Yeah.
Do you know his name? No.
My father doesn't know his name.
And did he have an older brother as well, you think, Dad?
Yeah, he has an older brother and he has a younger brother.
And a younger brother that's alive?
Alive, yes.
Okay. And are they in Singapore, the 2 that are alive?
Yes, they are.
Okay. What would a symbol that represents death or passed away or no longer here be for you, Vignes?
I'm in social work, so it would be the square and the cross.
Not sure if I can put special characters in. I'll just put past.
Yeah.
If that's okay. And I'm going to bring his other brother in. Oh. And do we know if these 2 brothers are in this order or a different order?
I think the order that you put is right.
Okay. Iris, how is that for Dad? Any change?
I sort of feel comfortable in a crowd, I think.
Mm-hmm. What's the distraction for Dad like when he has his brothers near him?
He's out of the picture. He's no longer there.
It's not there?
Yeah. So when he's young, he just leaves the house. He's not with the family.
Take that away.
Yeah.
And how do you feel now, Vignes, looking at Dad with his brothers?
It's different because I never get to see that. So how I feel, I feel like he has some support, like he has someone with him, and it feels that he has someone or something to lean on.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel reassured. Yeah.
And the condition, does it feel a little smaller?
Yeah, I think it will become smaller.
So if I turn you around at this point to look at the condition, just tune into that for me for a minute, Vignes.
I think the question that comes up for me is, why are you here?
Good.
Yeah.
Do you get a response?
I get a sense I don't really hear one. I want to hear the response.
Because as the condition, if I tune into it, what I feel like saying to you is, just love me, I'm part of you. I also feel like I want to say, it's not your fault. It just happens like this sometimes. It's a sense from when I tune in that it's not really intending to play a big role in your life. It doesn't mean to. Is the condition stopping you from doing anything that you want? Does it feel like it's stopping you from anything you want to do in life?
Is it stopping me from anything I want to do? I think there's a lot of fear associated with it in terms of the future and pregnancy. Whether it's possible. So I guess the question is the future possible? So it's like the unknown and fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and as I say that to you, my ovary feels very relaxed now.
It feels relaxed.
Yeah, like a relief.
I want to do something because I want to bring in your older sister. What color would you like for her?
Green.
Oh, it's not typing. When you spelt it for me, it disappeared. So are there more letters on the end of that?
Oh yeah, this is fine. This is her name.
Great. And a color for your brother?
Blue. You can just call him Yoga.
Okay. He actually felt quite big, so I'm going to leave him big. I'm just going to bring the brothers in, but just slightly behind Dad, because at the moment we're looking at your... Sometimes I don't want to move. Just feel into standing with your family.
I think even as you were arranging them, I felt like I didn't want to be present. I kept zoning out a little. Yeah.
Is there an expectation on you as the second daughter and the one that's living close by? Are there expectations?
Yeah, I think it would be probably the expectation to take care of them.
Oh.
So as the condition, when I hear you say that, I feel bigger again.
Mm.
And I kind of, I actually feel like I'm looking from your brother to your parents.
Mm. That resonates. I guess a part of me kind of want to tell my brother to, you be the one, take care of them, you know, it's your turn now. Yeah.
Does he resent that a little?
He doesn't really say much, so it's possible.
And Iris, tune into mum and dad just one at a time. And when you're ready, just share with us how that feels with your children in front of you.
I think Dad is ready to move a bit closer. Like close this gap here between.
And mum?
Mm. I think mum feels, yeah, this, you know,
Nervous?
that fear with, yeah, just, yeah, as well, like the future, not being able to see the future if there's like the condition or whatever, and it might stand in the way.
So,
also, like, I think also like who's looking after me, also that sort of that whole discussion that is, there's a fear, that fear goes in that. Mm.
I'm just going to tune into the condition for a minute.
But I think mum could do with some resources as well when we get to.
Does mum have resources, Vickness?
Yeah, her older sister, her neighbor, she is. Right.
A neighbour?
Mm-hmm.
Colour for the neighbour?
I think red is good.
When I tune into the condition, I feel like my role is to protect you. I feel like my role is to somehow keep you safe. does the condition, is it keeping you smaller than you would like to be? Does it hold you back?
I like how the question is coming up again. Let me sit with it. I would say in the last couple of years, yes, because I think it definitely did hold me back compared to this year. It's like when I get to kind of blame it on the condition for all the side effects that I experienced. Like, it's not me. I didn't have to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because of this that all this happened. For example, it's because of the condition that I gained so much weight. It's because I have this. So yeah, it's not so. It's something external. It's not so much internal. Whereas now it's a lot more me taking action to be better, feel more energized. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you pick a color for self-love or self-confidence, or the word that has the most resonance for you, and let me know what the word is?
I'll pick self-love and I'll choose red.
Yeah. So as the condition, when self-love comes in, I feel like I'm doing a really good job of keeping that at bay, of holding it. I feel like I stand between you and, you know, full self-love and self-acceptance. It definitely feels like.
Yeah, and it's so funny that you say that, because like the biggest lesson or something that I had to learn this year and last year perhaps was really learning to love me in my body now. You know, and growing up, there was, even though I was so thin or skinny or whatever the word you want to use, I had a lot of like there wasn't as much self-love, or there was body image distortion when I was in my teens, you know, always thinking that, oh, I want to be slimmer, and then now when I'm in my heaviest is when I love myself the most. Right, so it's almost as though this condition kind of, I wouldn't say forced, but brought that in, like really learning to love my body as it is, past the judgments, you know. Yeah.
Okay, great. So when you tune into it, it's almost like it's a challenge, but it's a positive challenge. It's like it's shining to you that.
Yeah, it was a challenge, but it wasn't a positive challenge initially. It became a positive challenge after that, I guess. Yeah.
So you're doing the work and it's becoming a positive challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just curious, how's Mum's self-esteem?
Not very good.
No.
Yeah.
And what was her, or what is her relationship like, or what was her relationship like with her parents, especially her mum?
She's very close to the women in her life, like with her mom. I don't know. I mean, when you ask that question, the word that just pops into my mind is just grief, with her mom passing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also because her younger sister passed, so, and because she's so closely connected to them.
So she's got one sister left alive?
Yeah.
Does mum... Yeah, okay. How long ago did her sister pass away?
I can't remember, but maybe somewhere between 3 to 7 years. Those are the numbers that popped up, yeah.
Sure. And mum, her mum?
Probably longer than that, like 10 to 15 over years.
Okay. Iris, just if you tune into mum, how does it feel for her when she looks at her sister and her mum who have passed?
Yeah, it's love for them, and there's losing you hurt so much, and I think it probably has to do with that fear of loss.
Fear of loss. And how long has mum had her condition?
Oh, quite a while, maybe 7 years.
Okay. And did her mum pass away from, was it thyroid cancer?
Yeah, so now she's having the thyroid imbalance as well.
Okay. Vignes, I'm trying to turn you around. But you can do this in your mind's eye as well. I'd like you to look at mum and your aunt who's passed and your grandma who's passed, and possibly it goes back further up the female line. And I'd like you to say, I see that there is illness in many of your family, our family, mum. I see that many women have passed earlier than they should have. I also see that many of them lived with pain and discomfort. And out of my love for you and all the women in your lineage and my lineage, I have a condition too. And when I carry this condition, I belong. I belong to all the women, and I'm just like you. And Iris, how does it feel for mum when she hears that?
Yeah, feels good.
Does it feel true?
Yeah.
Vignes, can you say, I feel guilty if I have a better life?
I feel guilty if I have a better life.
How does that feel when you say that?
Oh, my ovary just contracts.
Yeah. Can you say to mum and all the women in mum's lineage, your lineage, I don't have to be ill to love you and belong?
I don't have to be ill to love you and to belong.
And how do they look at you? How does Mum look at you?
She has understanding in her eyes. She feels open. She accepts. She understands. Yeah.
Can you see her Mum?
Mm-hmm.
And how does Grandma look at you?
Grandma looks loving. Got like a hand on my mom's shoulder.
Yeah. So Iris, can you speak as Mum?
Yeah.
And say to Viknes, thank you for seeing how it was for so many women in our family.
See how it was so many women in family.
But you don't have to carry this condition to belong.
But you don't have to carry this condition to belong.
It doesn't have to be a big part of who you are.
It doesn't have to be a big part of who you are.
And it's okay to make your own decisions in life about love and family.
And it's okay to make your own decisions in life about love and family.
And Vignes, can you take a bow, this is in your mind's eye, very deeply from your waist to your mum and your aunt and your mum's mum and all the women going back for many generations. And as you bow deeply to them, say, I leave illness and struggle where it has occurred, and I take your life force, all of your life force, and your love.
I leave illness and struggle where it has occurred, and I take all of your life force and love.
And can you say to them, as I learn to love and accept myself just as I am, I will remember all of you in my heart.
As I learn to love and accept myself just as I am, I will remember all of you here in my heart.
Iris, does Mum want to say anything else?
Mum loves you. I love you.
Just as you are.
Just as you are.
Yeah. Vignes, can you pick a colour for trust?
Pick yellow.
And can you pick a colour for your future life going forward?
Yellow as well.
And that's everything. That's dreams, that's aspirations, that's your self-dialogue, that's all those beautiful things that make up your life. How does it feel when you look at these, and does the condition feel any different?
Yeah, when I saw this, I kind of like want to move towards the tree.
Great. Do you want to move yourself?
Okay. And it's like as though I'm leaving the condition behind, but not in a bad way, you know.
Exactly.
So you know, I can leave it behind. It's okay.
And how does it feel, Iris? Take your time, because I know you're playing a couple of roles, but just when you're ready to tune into Mum and the women, how does it feel when you look at Viknes now?
Happy, very happy.
Yeah.
And excited as well.
Great. Great. Mum's excited. And then take your time, Iris, and tune into Dad and let me know how it feels for Dad.
Yeah, Dad has feels relief. And he feels like he can he really feels like he's closer to Mum and support to Mum.
Nice.
So
I'm going to stick with the red theme, and I just want to put in here healthy women. And we might not know how many generations exactly, but there will be a point in time and it could be your great-grandmother or your great-great-grandmother, where there were no conditions, where they had the chance to live a very healthy, rich life, rich in terms of love and, you know, good health. And so I just want you to remember that things can happen and we don't know why. There could have been a specific reason that illness came in and played a role. But I want you to just remember and lean back into the fact that in your ancestry, you know, on both sides, Mum and Dad's, there are strong, healthy, happy women who didn't have to carry a condition as well. And you can lean into them on days when you're feeling a bit vulnerable. Any day if you're feeling any of those other emotions that we talked about, I'm not going to say them now because we're looking at something very positive. But if you're having a difficult day, lean back into those women. Vickness, are there any other movements that we need to make? Do you need to talk to anyone else in your family or your lineage?
I think mom doesn't need to be so scared anymore in terms of the fear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Iris, do you feel like the fear is still there for mum?
No.
No. So Vickness, next time you're having a chat to mum, in whatever way seems right for you, you might want to say something to her like, you know, don't forget that your mum and your sister are here with you. Would mum be comfortable with that sort of conversation?
Yeah.
And they love you, and, you know, you can pass on, even if you don't want to talk about this, you can just, you've got the picture and you can reassure her.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah. I don't feel compelled to make any more moves, but this is your constellation. So I just want to see if there's anything we've left.
I think I feel very complete. I think from the moment when you were speaking to the lineage and asking Iris to kind of speak from mom, I really just felt a very big expansion in my sacral and my root. It's like,
beautiful.
It's like amazing. I was just enjoying that over here.
Good.
Yeah.
And if you tune into the ovaries,
Mm-hmm.
how do they feel?
I feel very relaxed. So even I think as the 3 circles kind of came forward and I could kind of move there, just my body just felt like, I can just relax now. I can just let go and I can just relax. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I think we'll leave it there. So what I'm going to do is take a photo of this and email it to you.
Okay.
Just message me your email address again, because I've lost it. It hasn't stayed on the screen.
Sure. Yeah.
And can you say to Iris, thank you for playing the role of my father, and I release you now. And then can you say to her the same for playing the role of your mother?
Iris, thank you for playing the role of my father. I release you now. And Iris, thank you for playing the role of my mom. I release you now. And Rosey, thank you for playing the role of my condition. I release you now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to, exactly. Energy group hug. Feels beautiful. I can feel the expansion here, I must say. It's just gorgeous. So just to remind you, Vickness, not to speak to anyone about this for 3 to 4 days. Just let it flow. Drink lots of water today. If you feel tired, just be gentle on yourself. If you feel buoyant and energized, great, go with it. And if you have any questions, wait till the 3 or 4 days are over and then email me, and we can either make a quick time on Zoom or we can talk via email. And yeah, after 3 to 4 days, you can share it with anyone that you wish to.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Any questions from either of you?
No, I really feel complete. That's the feeling that I had. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rosey.
Thank you both of you as well.
Thank you, Iris.
I'm glad to be part of it. And thank you for the learning. It was good. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll say bye now. Yeah.
Bye. See you.
Bye.